the M told me to that I could enjoy their property as much as I want, but I was not allowed to play blackjack there anymore, Bill, after an excursion last weekend.
In which he won a grand total of $5,000.
$5,000,
right.
Yep.
Now they're probably more scared than ever over there. I told you what they did to me. I won $30,000 on a video. A host reached out to me years later, gave me $1,000 walk-in bonus. And I went over there and I won like $33,000 in 3 trips. They said, Bill, no more. You play if you want, but you can't get any more cash back. No more comps. I mean, they don't want winners. But most of the casino, name a casino that wants winners. No one.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Hilton Head, South Carolina, where they're playing the RBC Heritage, it's Unscripted with the Krackman, Bill Krackomberger. Billy.
Hey, how we doing? All right?
How you doing, man? Oh, look at you in your hotel room with the curtains drawn.
Yeah, this is actually my buddy's unbelievable condo here. It's a beautiful 3-story condo between the 18th hole and the clubhouse. And yeah, I'm subjected to the little back bunker. No, this is it's really a nice place, though. I've watched some great tournaments from this place over the years. This is 23 years in a row. I missed 1 year during the COVID, but one of the COVID years when there's like restricted travel. But besides that, I like to come here. This is a relaxing trip. I've only went to the Masters a couple times in my life, and this year was one of them. Went there for after the show, jumped on a plane last week, and I've been away ever since. And I know we're on Thursday, so it's like I haven't talked to you in a week. And the Masters experience again this year, like no other. It was really cool, man. It was just great. Look at the tournament we got out of it. The weather was perfect. Weather's perfect here today, mid-70s. The live betting on the Masters, I said this on my podcast yesterday. I interviewed one of the guys on my Fox show, and I talked to one of the big guys in the industry that represents a sportsbook. They were begging for McIlroy not to win before the live betting. So they actually lost money. That happens sometimes, and think about it, during the live betting, everyone at home is rooting for Rory, and the excitement and the listen, it's hard to believe, but sports books can lose money sometimes, and they lost money, especially the live wagering on the Masters day 4, watching it. And people are betting their live bets, and they started out with a little DeChambeau and a little Rory, but as the day proceeded on here, boy, I tell you, they got pelted with nothing but Rory bets, and they almost got lucky and had Rose pull it out, in which they would have had a big victory for the sports books. But no one's crying for the sports books here, because we know all the money they made the previous 10 days ago when Duke lost to Houston. So it goes both ways. But I was just thinking about how their meetings go up in their offices. When you have the meetings, like a once a month meeting, restaurants are up 300,000 from last year. The slots won $5 million. Baccarat won $1 million, and then the sports lost 600,000. They're like, what? These are college guys that don't have any gamble to them. You could just imagine when they say, how could sports lose over a weekend? But it can happen sometimes. And I know for a fact, a couple of them lost money. Now, personally, I didn't, day 4, I actually watched inside. I was out there Friday, all day Friday, and a little bit Saturday. And, watching day 4, even myself, schooled veteran gambler, Bill Krackomberger, looking at the live wagering apps that I had access to, not that many in Georgia and South Carolina here. But I was looking at them saying to myself, man, this looks good. This looks good. But I didn't bet it because I didn't know if it was good. Maybe it looked good, but I didn't know if it was good. So I have no interest in betting, especially when I know the live hold is double-digit hold. I know that it's skewed towards Rory already. The only real bet maybe on Rose in the sudden death there, and that was really the only maybe bet, but I didn't even make that bet. So,
Bill, did you bet anything for the RBC Heritage where you are now?
I just bet a couple of real long shots that I thought guys that like the course here, that have played good here over the years. I just thought maybe they had some extra value on like Shane Lowry or, just guys that have won it in the past. A couple of years ago, it was Stuart Sink. Somebody won here the year I wasn't here. A veteran on the course, like Davis Love loves the course. Stuart Sink loves the course, and I think it was Stuart Sink.
Sink in 2021. Yep.
Oh my, he was like 100-1. This is a guy that's won over the years multiple times. There is, Casey Kerr told me this. There's courses for horses. These guys know the course. They just love it, and they just play the track really well. And it's just like a racehorse that likes Del Mar or that likes Belmont or something. He just likes the surface, likes the track itself. So some of those guys, I did. Matt Kuchar, it was like 50-1. I said, you got to throw something on Matt Kuchar just because he's 50-1.
He was up on the leaderboard this morning as well.
200 through 12.
200 through 12.
Well,
Kelly, you want to tell us who won this in 2019 and 2018, Kelly? Do you want to tell us who won this?
CT Pan and Satoshi Kodaira.
There you go. Mm-hmm. I wanted you to pronounce CT.
Oh, wow.
First name.
I actually don't even know what it is. Yeah. It's always been CT Pan on tour.
Yeah. Cheng Tsung, by the way. Cheng Tsung Peng. Okay. So I'm
in Hilton Head. Yep. And the course, by the way, it's such a different experience than the Masters, Gil and Kelly. You can go out there with your phone or a camera. Now, I'm not saying I like that. I kind of like there was no phones on the course on Friday, but you always want to take a nice picture or video of Amen Corner or the 16th when, there's so many. I'm referring to Augusta, but here you could just go out on the course, just take a photo, take a video. I don't know is it out there yet about DeChambeau? How even DeChambeau pulled out his phone on the practice screen, putting the ball, and they came over to him and said, "Yo, Bryson, I put that phone away." I mean, wow. I just thought that was, no, they're real strict. They're old-fashioned Southern rules, and that Augusta, they're known for having some of their rules over the years. And so it was kind of, here it's just much more relaxed, but Southern hospitality in the South in general is so cool. Out here where I'm at, like these tree-lined streets and moss-covered roads everywhere, it's just a different way of, it's an easier life. It's a nicer life over here. I just feel that in Vegas every day I'm on the go. We're on the go. All three of us. We're in action every day. Now I'm not saying I don't like that life better.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, Bill, a little earlier on the show, while you were gone, Kelly had a little experience that we thought you might want to weigh in on. Would you like to give us the 30-second cliff note on this for those who are just tuning in? Yeah,
sure. I was the M told me that I could enjoy their property as much as I want, but I was not allowed to play blackjack there anymore, Bill, after an excursion last weekend.
In which he won a grand total of $5,000.
$5,000.
Right.
Yep.
But admittedly, noticed the count in his favor and admittedly stepped up his wagers somewhat, though he says not egregiously, when it went into his favor. And the next day when he tried to play, they tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, you can do anything else here, but you can't play blackjack. Can't play at the M anymore. Backed off at the M. Kelly Bidlin. How about that, Billy?
Well, I got some news about the M. I was backed off opening day. When they first opened the casino, first day playing blackjack, I lost, by the way, and they backed me off. So that was when Marnell's owned it. Now I think Pinnacle Entertainment owns it. But now they're probably more scared than ever over there. I told you what they did to me. I won $30,000 on a video. A host reached out to me years later, gave me a $1,000 walk-in bonus. And I went over there and I won I think I won $17,000 one day. And altogether I won $33,000 in 3 trips. They said, Bill, no more. You play if you want, but you can't get any more cash back. No more comps. I mean, they're just part of. We're not just trying to pick on the M, but that's the casino at hand here. So yeah, they are very consistent. They don't want winners, but most of the casino. Name a casino that wants winners. No one. There's not a casino like that we welcome our winners. You see the BS signs on the highway stations. We love winners. Okay, but the M. And Kelly, I didn't know you were firing on blackjack there. And, that kind of money. I had no idea. So, there's a better way maybe there's more undercover systems now. But us bigger guys, we have something that just stands out and just calls us out there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I'm being funny.
We'll come back on the other side, because along those lines, because you're right. By the way, we love the M. We actually love the place, right?
Sucks.
Yeah, great
but
place.
along those lines, I do want to get your reaction to the dearth, the sort of lack of NFL draft props, generally speaking, that exists here in Nevada. And I'm curious what your take is on that, because it's along the same lines of what you were just talking about. Unscripted with the Krackman. One more segment with Bill from Hilton Head, South Carolina, right here on A Numbers Game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. I says, did Bill get the tomato pie at the Masters? Did you, Bill?
Yeah, I did. One thing good about the Masters, they have the greatest concession there, $1.50 for the egg salad sandwich, the pimento cheese sandwich, $3 for that tomato pie. Not bad. The Georgia peach ice cream sandwich, that was probably the highlight of the show, $3. And even the concession stand there, the memorabilia stand where you can buy your T-shirts and stuff. I want to tell you, now that I see the Heritage over here across the way, the prices at the Masters are so much more reasonable. Like their golf shirts are $79, and then you can go to a separate part of the place where they have upscale ones for like $119, $129. Here they started like $110. I mean, they were Augusta just does things right. They don't fool around though. This year I noticed something at the gates. They actually confiscated people's tickets that bought them off resellers. They took like 100 people a day. And even if you had a 4-day badge, I know someone had a 4-day badge, goes in on Thursday. They said, hey, we're going to give you the 1-day badge for today. However, since you're not going to let us know, and we know who this original ticket belongs to, but since you're not going to give us the original name of the person, we're going to give you the badge today. We're confiscating the other 3 days. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it is.
Wow.
So you have to tell them where you got the badge from. They want to know who. Now, they grab some people randomly, about 100 people a day, I'm told. So they do not like reselling.
Wait a minute.
It's a little cult. Yeah.
Sure. So this is interesting. So if they admit who they get it from, even though they already know who they got it from, they'll let them have the 4 days?
The problem is they don't know who they got it from. The resellers, they closed StubHub down on Saturday for Masters tickets. You could not buy them. They actually got a way to close them down. So StubHub is a resell, just like Ticketmaster has a resell network. You don't know who belongs to that original Masters ticket. So, and it's technically illegal to sell Masters tickets. This is the first year I've ever known that they actually had literally state police guy up there with the Masters representative confiscating tickets. It was,
wow.
It was scary, right? You have to know who that original ticket. You can give your ticket to someone. You just have to know who the original. And let me be blunt. I'm not going to go any further after I say this. It's some of the big names, maybe on tour, maybe the caddies, maybe some spot. You just don't know. They were reselling tickets for like $15,000 here just for Thursday's ticket.
This is admittedly an ignorant question, though. But does that hold up? Like in any kind of legal way? Like, in other words, if you buy a ticket for a concert in a secondary market, whether it's StubHub, Vivid, or any of those places, they're not stopping you and saying, hey, you're not allowed to do that. You go and you watch a concert and you enjoy a concert. Does Augusta have any real right at doing that?
You know what? They just do things a little different down here. You're all just our guests.
Just remember, Gil, you're all our guests. That's right.
I'm telling you now, Augusta National tries to buy up all the real estate. They have an underground network where you could fit an 18-wheeler. That's right, an 18-wheeler underneath Augusta Golf Course. They deliver things. They have tunnel networks. They just make things really, really clean and safe and hospitable. Is that the right word? I mean, They don't want anyone interrupting their good old boys club down there. So
and that means you.
They're trying to get rid of all these resellers. They hate when guys are reselling tickets. But you said something really good. Would that stand up in a court of law? That's very interesting. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
I'll give you
no idea.
I'll give you a college football equivalent that's happening here, right? So, the quarterback from Tennessee who wanted more NIL money, and the Vols, right? And Coach Heupel just said, "Deuces, see you later." So now he's out there trying to get a deal. He's not going to get as much as he would have gotten at Tennessee. He went ahead of his skis. What's the expression?
Yeah, went over his skis.
Went over his skis a little bit on that. So the SEC has this weird rule. I don't know if you know about it, but the SEC in conference, they
Southeastern Conference too, I guess.
yeah, the Southeastern Conference, right? Hey, maybe something there. They have a rule where another SEC school, they don't want SEC schools poaching players from other SEC schools, teams. So they have a rule where if, let's say, a Ole Miss or Mississippi State took him now, he would have to sit for a year. Right? There's a rule like that. But the SEC simultaneously is very fine with you poaching players from other conferences to go play on their team. You get to play this year if you do that. And it's just like what I was talking about with Augusta. The SEC has this rule. I have no idea if they can actually enforce it. Right? Like what if an Ole Miss took him and was just like, all right, challenge us. We're playing him. Like, that's not going to hold up any court. So a lot of these, I guess what I'm saying is a lot of this, I'm talking about Nico Iamaleava. And just, I just wonder, a lot of these places have rules, but it's like, I can make a rule too, but, so what? I'm just talking in the wind if I can't really enforce it.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting thing because I know somebody was really upset they took his 4-day pass. So, he spent like $25,000 on a 4-day pass, and they just gave him his Thursday badge for the day. You can go in for the day for confiscating your badge. He was so furious. So,
I'd be out of my mind. Are you kidding me? I'd be out of my mind. Let me just, before you go, Bill, because we only have a few minutes here, about the NFL draft, because I teased this before.
Yeah.
So, listen, this has been a story that we've talked about for years and years. We almost don't talk about it anymore because we've talked about it so often perennially, which is, all right, here's this thing, the NFL draft, which before 2 years ago was a ATM machine, a veritable ATM machine for bettors, right? I had a couple years where I went 8-0 and then like 11-1, legitimately betting NFL draft props. We gave them all out here on the show. Last couple years, not so much, right? We even lost the last couple years. Yet, Vegas books still have the muscle memory of all those years where they got taken to the cleaners. And so we still have an environment here in Las Vegas, in the state of Nevada, where draft props are either not available at all, are available but are effectively in a ban mode because they limit you on an app. Like, you have to jump through hoops to have to figure out how to get money down. Like, literally, of all the draft props I have, only the Travis Hunter to go number 2 is like a big sizable bet. Everything else is like, where can I find, a way to dance around and make a bet? And they also use this Nevada rule where they have to take them down Wednesday night, right, the night before, as this like marketing pitch. Well, sorry guys, it's out of our hands. We got to take it down the night before. Well, yeah, if you slow play it and don't put them up to like 48 hours beforehand, you're also gaming the game also. I guess what I'm asking is, they don't seem to know the concept of a loss leader, which many businesses do, which is, okay, here's this little thing that we're prepared to lose a little money on because we know the bigger picture on it is that we're going to win handsomely, exponentially more over time. Does this drive you crazy also about Nevada? Like, why will they never get this?
Yeah, I gave up on this almost entirely last year. As a matter of fact, as you can see this year, I am sitting here from Hilton Head, and there is the white towel, which I'm about to throw in. And it's all over for draft betting for me. And as a matter of fact, that we were sitting at South Point, you and I, on air. I think one year we had Michael Lombardi on with us, and we destroyed draft props. I mean, just totally destroyed them. Like you said, you were like 8-0, and I have had some years where we're doing so good. And I hate to say it, maybe it's our fault. In general, not just you and I, anyone that talked about advantage gambling and draft props over the years, these things go away sometimes when we brag about them a little bit. But we're trying to help people too, not just bragging. We're telling them our information. And over the years, draft props have been unbelievable. And I'm not even paying attention because the limits are so small now. You got to remember too, I think Vegas took them down compared to the DraftKings and FanDuels of the world. Vegas took them down the day of the draft. They can only book it
the
up
night
until
before.
the day of the draft.
The night before.
The night
yeah.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the rest of the sports books back east, they had them up the whole time. So, yeah, and of course, even when Banchero won the basketball one, that was the end of Rico for me. So,
yeah.
But
Billy,
look forward. I'll be back in studio next week with you guys.
We look forward to it. Enjoy Hilton Head. I know it's a beautiful day out there. I know you're about to head out to the course. Have a great time, man.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Bill Krackomberger at Bill Krackman with a K on Twitter, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. His podcast is called Wise Cracks with John Orlando, Bill Krackomberger, and Randy McKay also join.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now, absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at zero cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.